Prague streets surprise travelers with stunning architecture, but beneath their surface lies something more intriguing. Only the most observant passerby will notice these Gothic windows that are located somewhat closer to the ground. The reason for that is a 13th century mistake. When you cross Charles Bridge, you might notice this 13th century weir that was built on the orders of King Wenceslas II to help to establish more water mills. You love that? Unfortunately, this caused a lot of floods. We hate that. His descendants had to fix that by elevating the ground level by a couple of meters, in some cases even by 5 meters, and building new floors on top of the existing buildings. So what used to be the ground floor became the cellar. Because of that little mishap, Prague has one of the highest numbers of preserved Romanesque interiors in Europe. So in this video, we're gonna show you what parts of Prague's underground we can visit today, starting with the Old Town Hall. The ticket there includes the guided tour to the Romanesque underground. So this is where we are going first. From all of the underground spaces in Prague, this one is the most interesting and complex. So this should be your top choice. Old Town Hall is comprised of several buildings, so you will be visiting their cellars or former Romanesque ground floors. This is a good reality check to your friend who says that they'd prefer to live in Middle Ages, because this is how rich people lived back then. Check out that window. Jesus Christ, I'm suffocating just looking at it. Now these cellars are connected, but once upon a time there was a street between them. You can see the cobblestones that were preserved. Later, people would use these spaces for ice storages, food storages. They even had a prison here. You can see some scribbles from its former convicts. Bear in mind that the tour to the underground is done multiple times a day, and you have to sign up for it when you are purchasing a ticket. Besides the town hall, there are several other places where you can peek at Prague's Romanesque history, and most of them are now used as toilets. For example, at the Museum of the House at the Golden Ring, or this baguette place, where we decided to go for lunch while filming. Maybe not the most exciting item on your sightseeing list, but a unique one. Here we also have the door that is located on the original ground level of Prague. You can see that it's much lower than the current Old Town Square that we have here. And as these hinges suggest, the doors used to open outside, so to the square. Now it would not be possible because of the stairs, but back then it was. Here you can see how the medieval underground, which is preserved there, looks like. On this photo, this is nowadays a restaurant that we don't recommend visiting. Another place where we can look into the Middle Ages is Prague Metro. Let's go. Ta-da! So what we have here is part of the original Prague's fortification that comes from Middle Ages. That's when Old Town was surrounded by a wall. The wall was 10 meters tall, about 2 meters wide, and it also had a moat in front of it. Outside there's a street called Na Příkopě. It's a very busy, long shopping street nowadays, but it used to be the moat, because Na Příkopě means on the moat. The name of the metro station where we are now is Můstek. Můstek means bridge, and this is that medieval bridge that people would use to cross the moat and get into the old town. It is very cool that it still survived, at least partially, and you can see it absolutely for free at the entrance to the metro station. Just please make sure, guys, to never cross that white line without a ticket, because Prague ticket inspectors are always on high alert for clueless tourists. So right behind me you can see the exhibition that is called The World of Franz Kafka. And unfortunately, besides being located on the square named Franz Kafka Square, it has very little to do with that famous Prague-born writer. In the guiding school, they actually told us about the place where the exhibition is located. It has very beautiful Romanesque interiors. The exhibition itself is very questionable. Some people like it, some people don't like it.
So guys, we were just filming and I completely lost Valery. And I have no clue where she is, but here's a shopping mall. Valery, are you here? Valery? She's not here. Okay, not here. Can't see her anywhere. Here you are, finally found you.
It's not what you're thinking. Yes, we are in the shopping mall, actually at the very bottom floor, but we're here not to shop, we're here to take a look at this. These are the ruins that were left here after one of the biggest archaeological excavations in Prague's history. They found lots of buildings, palaces, even hospital for the poor here when they were digging out this site for the shopping mall. So even the boring shopping malls in Prague have some archaeological gems in them. And now we can finally go shopping, right?
Nope.
Yep, we can't, because we have another place to show you guys. And we're here about to enter and discover one of the hidden Romanesque gems of Prague's Old Town. This is the house of Lord of Kunstatu and Podebrad, and inside they not only have a pretty cool bar with a nice beer, but also the Romanesque underground. Let's go. You can find the Romanesque palace from the end of 12th century at today's building of the House of the Lords of Kunstatu and Podebrad. The original building was two-story, so its ground floor is now located at the basement, and the former upper floor is now a restaurant. This Romanesque cellar was rediscovered during the Second World War, when it was transformed into a bomb shelter. As you have seen in this video, Prague doesn't really have a system of interconnected underground passages like the Parisian catacombs or underground system in Edinburgh. What we have here are the individual Romanesque and Gothic interiors, which are the cellars of certain buildings. So if you decide to go on a tour of the Prague underground, most likely you will spend some time above the ground, and then you will visit individual interiors of Gothic and Romanesque cellars. Don't expect to enter the underground and spend the whole tour there, because most of it is not connected, or at least we cannot access it currently. We also have some honorable mentions, for example the casemates in Visegrad. They have a lot of cool history connected to it, and you can also see some original statues from Charles Bridge. You can also visit the Prague Metro. Some of the stations were designed to serve as the shelters as well, which is why they're so deep. For example, Náměstí Míru, or the Square of Peace, ironically. And finally, you can visit the nuclear bunker located in the Yalta Hotel on Wenceslas Square. We did it in this video, you can check it out. Okay guys, thank you for watching our video, and as always, see you next time. Bye!